What's up, guys? Welcome back to RollPlay Vigil, going into the final hour here of week number 1. You guys have just slain this giant 12-foot creature with 2 heads and a large club, thanks to the magical abilities of... I keep wanting to call you Khan, but it's Kang and Bongo. And his body lays before you. And as he falls down, you guys are basically just standing around, and you start hearing... like horse hoofs, as if they're riding towards you. What do you guys do?
I turn to look at it with my eyes. Do you need me to describe the turning, or can I?
No, you're
the
good.
horse hooves or the creature?
Yeah, what are you looking at, Neal? Which one are you looking at?
Ah, damn it! The sound. I look towards the sound.
You look towards the sound, and you see a stream of knights coming out from up above on the hill where there is the castle.
I glance at Riley, who I don't think I've actually know her name yet. And I say, are these your friends, or shall we destroy them?
What was it again?
The knights are riding out of the castle. Or people are riding out of the castle on horseback. You would know they're knights.
We can see the castle from here?
Yes, up on the hill from where you rode down.
No, these are friends. These are people who've helped watch over you.
Are you sure?
I mean, once they find out what you did to my friends, they might not be so friendly towards you.
I was acting in defense. Self-defense.
I can confirm.
Those are getting closer now.
It's difficult for me to understand that, but I guess I could see that. You were frozen in time for 8 years.
He drew his sword.
We're in a war.
I just come from a war, and he drew his sword and ran at me.
Last time someone who drew his sword on me. Yeah.
But he's okay now, right?
He's breathing.
He's not going to... Let the cleric heal him.
Let the cleric heal him.
You told me that he was a shadow cleric.
He is a shadow cleric, but he just healed me, didn't you see?
I would like to. My robes are completely covered in mud from getting pushed down by Riley, and they're covered in blood from getting attacked by this guy.
Sure.
I'd like to use my prestidigitation to clean myself off.
Okay. Do you have to roll for that, or is that a...
It's a cantrip, but I don't know if I need to...
I don't think you need to roll for that. I gotta remember what cantrips do exactly. Where is this? Oh shit, this isn't your...
Doesn't that just mean that he gets to use them whenever?
I think it's just you get to use it whenever, yeah.
It says you prepare all of your cantrips every time you prepare spells without having to select
Oh yeah,
them.
you still have to cast your cantrips.
Yeah, and they can still disappear if you fail or whatever.
I will attempt to do what I said.
Can you read what that spell does? Or I'll look it up while you're rolling.
I rolled a 7.
So it says you perform minor tricks of true magic if you touch an item or part of the... What is that? Casting, you can make cosmetic changes to it, clean it, soil it, cool it, warm it, flavor it, or change the color. If you cast a spell without touching an item, you can instead create minor illusions no bigger than yourself. The spell illusions are crude and clearly illusions. They won't fool anyone, but they might entertain themselves. So even cleaning it, though, is not an illusion, right?
No. Okay, so that's if I'm not touching, but I touch my robe.
Yeah, and so it cleans.
To clean it, yes.
Okay, so since that was a partial success, you need to draw unwelcome attention. The spell disturbs the fabric of reality and take -1 ongoing, or you forget it. What would you like?
I will forget it.
Okay.
For today, right? Just for
the
today?
The spell is forgotten for today until the next time that you rest.
Okay.
Spell goes off. Your robes are clean and not muddied or bloodied.
I would like to cast Detect Alignment towards the Wave of Knights.
No alignment towards the wave.
Detect.
Yeah, so roll plus wisdom. I'll read the spell real quick.
+3, yeah?
Yes. Why is that spell not in here? Is that a first level spell or...
First level, yeah. It says, when you cast the spell, choose an alignment, good, evil, or lawful, or chaotic. One of your senses is briefly able to detect that alignment. The GM will tell you what here is of that alignment.
Which alignment do you choose?
Evil.
You get a sense that the 2 people standing next to you are evil. The rest riding down towards you are not. You do not get any sense.
I chuckle. I go.
As that spell goes off and you finish casting it and you understand what you had just cast, the knights ride all on horseback. There's probably 12 of them, 6 in a double file line, so 6 on each side, and they form a circle around you. And one of the men calls out for Riley and says, "Riley, who are these men?"
Is Riley your name?
Be quiet, foul creature. Riley.
You be quiet, foul creature.
You be quiet.
You see a couple of the guards brandish their weapons.
It's the last man that drew his sword against me ended up with a burned face.
He's just looking at Riley.
I can attest to that.
You're muted.
You're muted, Riley.
Oh, I see. All right, so I say these are the people that we were protecting. And I sigh.
He looks down and he goes, "What happened to Sir Ralph? Why is he on the ground? Is he still alive?"
He drew his
Whoa.
sword at me, like
The-
Much like you did.
The servant claims that he was startled by Ralph. I mean, I could see it from his perspective.
Serpent. I'm a lizard man.
The lizard man. My apologies.
He looks at you and goes, "And where is Argo?"
Is Argo not still right there with me?
He ran off a little bit when the Eden came over, but he's just off to the side.
Okay, I point. Argo's over there, just feeding.
He goes, "We'll take care of this. Please go dispatch your horse."
How are you going to take care of it?
He goes, "We will escort them and have them questioned within the castle."
Questioned? Who are you to question the likes of us?
We are the
You
protectors
are not anyone to
of this
question
world.
us.
And if you do not come up there, we will take you by force. There are 12 of us and 3 of you. Do you really wish to test us?
I look at Dumb and Dumber.
I form a small circle with
We
both
football huddle.
yeah.
Riley, do you go and grab Argo?
Guys,
I run and grab Argo, but I come back while they're doing this.
Okay. Do you come back inside the circle or do you stay on the outside?
I stay on the outside.
Okay. Well, you guys can have your huddle.
I suggest we fuck him up.
How many are
I
there
will
again?
not stand.
There are
12.
12. They are fully armored, wearing similar armor to what Riley is wearing. They all have swords at their sides. They all have armor on their horses, and all of their weapons are drawn.
Guys. Damn, I've forgotten your names and all this time locking stuff. But Lightning Man.
Lightning Man is my name.
Lightning Man. Can you hit many of them at once?
I can, but I think we need to bide our time. There are better moments than this.
What if
I
you just
say we
around
take
us now. We could hit all of them with the lightning.
we can take the girl as a hostage.
She seems nice. I don't want to hurt her.
We don't have to hurt her. We just have to get him to leave us
So,
alone.
what are we gonna do?
How far away are they from us, JP?
They've formed a circle. Let's say you're in the center of it. They're probably 10 feet out, maybe a little
So
bit
they've
more.
surrounded us.
They've literally surrounded you, yes. The 12 have formed a circle surrounding you guys completely.
Looks like a circle 25 feet across on the inside.
Yeah, if that math works out.
I walk
It
away
seems
from
we're
I
surrounded.
walk away from the huddle and I surrender myself.
Okay, how do you surrender yourself? What do you do?
I come out with my hands up to
Okay.
whoever the leader is. Whoever that is, I submit to his questioning.
He looks down at you and he goes, "Very well. How about the 2 of you? Will you come quietly?"
I would like to summon an elemental spirit.
What does that mean?
I summon an elemental spirit, but then acts according to its nature, decided by the DM.
Where is that page? What is that? What
It
page
is a first level. It's a basic command.
Summon elemental spirit. Allows you to summon an elemental spirit, which then acts according to its nature. Okay, roll. Give me a 2d6 plus whiz.
And I can talk with the elemental spirits. That's my gift from the spirits. I can talk with them.
Okay,
So I want to summon it and have a conversation with it.
sure. Roll
Is
for it.
Riley close to us, or is she? Are you off to the side, Riley? Or are
Riley
you
went
with
to
them?
go get
Get
Argo.
Get
and
Argo,
has
yeah.
Positioned herself.
And then
the
I'm
circle,
gonna
I think.
stand beside the other knights.
Okay, I would like to summon a fire spirit.
Okay,
Or
you got to
fire-
roll. Oh, is that your roll? 2d6 plus 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you summon a fire spirit. Can you tell me what this looks like and what happens?
It looks like a kind of like there's a small pit of flame, kind of like a little bit of a bonfire, a small bonfire, and then out of it rises a snake, like a burning snake. It's got like scales and everything, but it's kind of like writhing with flame a little bit, and has a forked tongue that sticks out and two blue eyes that dart in different directions, looking around.
Okay, when this goes off, all of the knights that are forming the circle, I'm not sure how Riley reacts, but they all step back a little bit, and Bongo, they look at you and they say, "Is this your friend? Please have him stop, or we will be forced to attack."
How much do I know about this?
You fools! We're talking.
We're talking. We're negotiating here.
How much do we know about how the knights would behave in terms of like following their leader, for example?
How the knights would behave in terms of following? their
Yeah.
leader.
So if the leader was to like flee, would they flee with him? Would we know what the knight code on this is, or like would they
You-
follow him?
If you want to, I don't think you would know that. There's not a move to do that either. I mean, they're knights. They're not just gonna flee from their
Well-
leader, right? Like they're gonna do whatever their duty is. They're hardened, mentally aware knights. They're not just gonna run in terror like a simple peasant would. They're gonna sit there and fight for their knighthood, basically.
JP, I drew a little shitty diagram for how I envision things. I want to take a few steps back from the circle. Does that make sense in Roll20?
So you step outside the circle.
Correct. Like when he cast the guy, and they asked me about him, I just back up. Like
You back out
Like
outside of the knights.
yes, outside of the knights is in like I have nothing to do with this.
Okay. One of the knights follows you back as you as you walk off. He dismounts and goes to basically tie your hands together behind your back.
I want to talk with the fire snake that I summoned.
Okay. The knights are all their horses like what is it? Is it neighing when they rise on their back feet? What's that called? Whatever that is, whatever that thing is called, they all do that. And you can talk with it. What do you say? The entire time they're just shouting at you.
I go up to the snake and I whisper in its ear. I put my hand on the burning snake. Put my foot in the fire at its base. Make sure it's very obvious that I'm being protected by the flames, and say to the snake, "Can you and your people help me? I'm surrounded by these knights. I don't know who they are, and they're threatening us."
He looks at you and just answers back in slithering. He just goes, "Sss," and then he pauses for a second, and he looks around. You see his head pivot because he is a snake, so he pivots around and looks, and he just he makes another "Sss" at you, and you understand this to mean not at this particular moment. You're on your own.
Unfortunate. Goodbye, my friend.
You see him like wind back down into the ground where this fire, where he came out of this fire. Then the fire encloses on itself, and it goes away. And all the knights goes, "What did you just do?" The
Was
leader
that your
looks at
plan,
you.
Kang?
Spoke with the elements of the world.
He goes, "Are you coming quietly, or should we move this into much?"
We can walk together, but if you touch me, you will burn.
He calls over two men. He calls over Locke and says, "Escort this man to the castle."
I cast fire on my own hands to make them burn like they did before.
I think you have to roll for that.
Yeah.
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 Roll plus whiz.
10.
Yeah, it goes off. You've got fire on your hands. The knights kind of step back. And he looks at you and he goes, "You're making this very difficult."
I am making this easy. Let us walk. And I just walk with burning hands.
We will walk alongside you, people. We will not be touched by you.
Yes.
The captain looks back and looks at Bongo and he says, "Your friend is tied. Why will you not join
My
him?"
friend is stupid.
He goes, "Let us go to the tower, to the castle. We will.
Let
we
us
have
walk to the
questions
tower.
for you." And he turns back to Riley
Sure.
and he goes, "Riley, will you join us?"
Yes, of course.
You guys walk to the tower. It takes, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. You get into the tower. What does this place look like? Riley, you've been here before. You know it. What does it look like? Is it just a simple castle?
Yeah, just a simple castle. I mean, it's on the higher end, but I wouldn't say that I was accepted into the best knighthood just yet.
Okay. Okay, so it's much like she described. It looks nice, but as you, like on the outside, but as you get in, you notice that a lot of the rocks are maybe not as finely cut as other castles that you guys have seen, and they look like it hasn't been cleaned too well. It basically looks like a place where a lot of knights hang out and not that the everyday person walks through, so there's no need to keep up appearances or anything. You guys are escorted into a small room, and a knight stays in there with you. It's actually Locke, the one that walked in and escorted you up, King. And he stays inside with his shield and sword, and the captain walks out, and right before he does, he turns to you three and he says, "We need a moment to collect our friend. He will be here soon. If Locke is harmed, we will be in there within seconds. Be careful." And he walks out and shuts the door. And Locke's standing there, and as you guys look at him, you see like some beads of sweat coming down his brow.
Who do you think you are
He doesn't answer.
to lock us up?
He doesn't answer.
I see what you did there. Because his name is Locke, I heard it.
You got it.
He's not answering. You just see like beads of sweat start to form more so.
I just fuck with him. Like, are you afraid of fire? And I, not threateningly, but like I get a little bit close to him and like kind of put my hands around. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
That keeps going on. Do either of Bongo and Dongo do anything, or do you just hang out?
Am I still tied up? Rope?
When they put you into the room, they undid the ties.
So it's just a room of us three.
Yeah, with the door shut.
I want to power level by casting my cantrip light over and over until it fit. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have nothing I really want to do.
Okay. To jump back over to Riley, the captain comes over to you after shutting the door and asks, "How did you find these three men? Where did they come from?"
Well, there was a bright flash similar to a lightning strike in the middle of the battlefield. And when I went down to investigate, these three were there. I presumed that they're part of the war. They told me that they were part of the war. So they must be unfrozen.
He looks at you and he goes, "And how did Ralph end up unconscious?" You look over and Ralph's being like pulled in on a stretcher.
I'm not entirely sure what happened first. I don't remember exactly who drew their weapon first, but all I remember is that the lizard man, he had fire in his hands. I wasn't intimidated. I told Ralph to not worry, but he drew his sword and he went to strike at him, so he struck back.
He goes, "We shall have Master Clarence go and see what these three are up to and find out their true intentions. Do what you wish. We shall speak soon after Master Clarence speaks with them." He walks off. You see him walk down the hall. You're free to do whatever you want. Is there anything you want to do in particular?
So they're going to be questioned in private.
Yes.
Can I be there for that as a witness?
Are you asking me as a DM or are you asking the
No.
commander?
The guy.
He starts to walk off and he goes, "If you must."
Okay, so I'll follow them.
Okay. He's going to get Master Clarence. He walks in, walks across the hall in the spire of the castle, walks inside, and you see an older gentleman. He's got silver hair, but it's basically bald right in the center, so that he just what is that particular thing called? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Basically, looks like an old friar, where he's bald in the center, but he has hair on the sides that's
Oh
longer.
yeah.
Fringe. Yeah, that's like
that a fringe
how
cut?
I look. No, fringe.
Yeah, that's how we look.
Yeah, fringe
That's how I
cut.
look, except for mine is like comes out like Hihachi.
Oh, okay.
Do you have like an afro one? It's kind
No, not an afro. You
It's
know
just,
Hihachi
it's like sticks out.
What the hell's Hayachi?
from
From
Tekken?
Tekken, bro.
Oh no.
Like the Hearthstone cards.
Oh,
Whatever.
okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, he's sitting there, and he goes, "Yes. What is it?" And the Master Commander walks over. They share a couple words, and you see him take his robes and put them over his hands, and he's walking with his hands inside of his robes and walks down the hall. Whoever's typing, mute yourself. It's loud as fuck. Whenever you get into, or he walks back into the room, walks into the room, you guys see this man open the door with the commander and Riley standing behind it. And he looks towards Bongo and says, "You, please come here. We must talk."
I go.
Okay. And he goes, "We will speak with the other two of you very soon." The door shuts once again, and he escorts you out into the dining hall where there's a table set up. There is some food on it. It's not the nicest food, but it's not the worst food. He says, "Please eat. You must be hungry after several years."
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually starving, so I will eat a shit ton.
The commander says, "This is Master Clarence. He will be asking you questions about your appearance. As we have many questions, we've never had anyone come back from what happened to the people in the war. Do you know why you are here?" And
Yeah,
feel
I
free to
have.
make up stuff.
Yeah, I have my mouth completely full,
Okay.
and I just start talking with my mouth full, little bits of food coming out, and I explain that we were sort of awoken, and it might take me a little bit to get my memory back. The last thing I remember was fighting in this war.
Which side did you serve on when you fought?
Can you explain? So we saw the ogre guy on the battle, or the whatever giant guy on the battlefield. What else did we see frozen in the blocks of ice?
Sounds like you're trying to
Spout lore, or
probably
there's-
discern realities. You're trying
discern
to closely
realities.
study a
Yeah,
situation. So
That's
roll,
what I want to do.
roll plus your wisdom.
Okay.
Which is, I don't
10.
know what that is for you. 10. All right, so you may ask me 3 questions from the list below.
Okay. Let me find discern realities. Correct.
Yes.
Okay, let
What
me
happened here
find-
recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or available to me? Or valuable to me, sorry. Who's really in control here? What here is not what it appears to be?
Okay. What happened here recently?
As you kind of study the area, you notice that the knights here look to be a little bit malnourished, sorry. And it seems that the watch has definitely taken their toll on a lot of these knights, and that they do not enjoy it at all. Everyone seems to have some sort of heavier step as they walk, as if they really don't want to be here.
Okay.
2 more questions, if
sure.
you want.
Yes, I do want.
Wait, you don't have +3. You rolled int. What is your whiz?
Oh,
Your whiz
Sorry.
is +1.
okay.
You only get
so-
1 question.
All right, that was it.
That was your question.
That was the one.
What did you-
Okay.
Oh yeah, you rolled plus int.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
your
fault.
whiz is +1, so you rolled a 8.
Okay. So, I would. I would tell them that I fought on the same side that they did.
He goes, "We did not fight any war. We are sent here from a town, or sorry, the capital much further away, who abstained from fighting and said war."
I assume you. I only assume so because that creature that attacked us on the battlefield, we were against his kind, and he attacked your friend Riley as well.
He goes, he looks at you, and you see him kind of glance over at the commander, and the commander walks off. Riley, you're there hearing any of this, so if you need to make any actions or want to make any actions, feel free.
Yeah.
Master Clarence looks back at you once again, and he goes, "And what about your friends? Are they your friends? Were they enemies? How do you know them?"
The other gnome, Dongo, is my brother, my blood brother, and the lizard man. I consider him more of a friendly rival.
He goes, "Can we trust you? You
Absolutely.
seem to have harmed one of the men underneath the commander, and he is a little bit worried about it. He wants to throw you all into the depths, to be honest."
I am not responsible for the actions that Kang took out there. If you recall, when you asked us to put down our weapons, I did.
Yes, that is why we are speaking to you first.
But Kang is his own person. I did no harm to your fallen compatriot.
This is true, and this is why you will not be returning to that room. You are free to do what you want.
I will remind you that my brother Bongo also did no harm to this man.
I will take that into account and remember that when I speak with him. And he goes. He stands up as if he's expecting you to walk off.
Okay. I do.
About that time to cut back to the other two of you. At this point, are you still taunting him the entire time, Neal?
Yeah, I'm fucking with him. I mean, I'll get bored of it after like 2 or 3 minutes, but I'll screw with him for 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. You keep fucking with him. All you see really is beads of sweat dripping down his face. He doesn't say anything, and eventually, as you're getting close to finishing, you start to see some liquid at the bottom of his armor start to leak out.
Some what leaks out?
He
He's
peed
peeing.
himself.
Pee himself?
And he's just staring straight ahead. He's not making eye contact with the two of you. A couple seconds pass and the door opens. It's the commander once again who has 2 knights behind him. And he goes, "You," and he points towards Dongo and he goes, "We wish to speak with you."
Okay, as soon as he says that, I will grab my staff and just like bump it against the ground and cast light so it lights up.
You're casting light?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just an item that you touch glows with divine light,
Roll
about
for
as
it.
bright as a torch.
I think you need to roll for that, do you not?
Okay.
Or does
How
it
do
just
I?
go off? Let me look.
It's a rote.
Every time you commune, you gain access to all your roads. Yes, you do need to roll for that, so 2d6 plus whiz. $11. It goes off successfully. You do not forget it, and your torch is lit. When that
And as soon
happens,
as it lights up, I say, "Hey!"
when that happens, Locke actually just fucking runs out of the room. He's had enough. He's not happy with anything that's going on. He kind of runs through the commander. The commander's just like, "Oh," lets him go and sighs a little bit. He goes, "Hurry
Okay.
along."
Sounds good.
The door shuts. King, you are now in this room alone. If you want to make any actions, please let me know.
I'm just chilling.
Okay. Commander brings you over to a table, and you see once again the Master Clarence there with the fringe cut that is bald in the center, and there is some food in front of you, as well as a goblet that has some liquid in it, probably just water. And he goes, "Please."
Am I supposed to eat this?
He goes, "You may do with this what you want. I would assume you are hungry after spending so long."
Okay. I will sanctify the food first.
Okay, roll for it.
Is it plus wisdom?
Yep, same roll. That is a fail. You forget the spell. Food or water that you hold in your hands while you cast the spell is connected. As you go to sanctify the spell, you were trying to make it tasteful, or were you trying to make it... What was your intention with the spell?
To make sure it wasn't poisoned or anything like that.
As you hold it in your hands...
Purify it.
Yeah, as you hold it in your hands, it starts to just start turning decrepit, and maggots start forming on it at a very rapid pace, and it just turns to basically garbage in your hand with maggots crawling in and out of it. And the Master Clarence looks at you and he goes, "Not your finest work."
No. I haven't casted that spell in a while, so well, shit. I was trying to make sure you weren't poisoning me. I will just have some of the apples, I guess.
He goes, "Fair enough. If we were to poison you, by the way, or harm you rather, you would have already been dead. We do not wish ill will on any of you. We simply want to know why you are here."
Okay. Are they wearing the same emblem as we are, the dragon?
You do not see any emblems on them.
Okay, well, what do you want to know?
Oh yeah, mark XP, by the way. You rolled 6.
Cool.
He looks at you and he goes, "Your brother, Bongo, was quite cooperative with us, and we are simply wanting to know why the three of you, out of all the poor souls out there, chose to awaken." That's the word he uses.
Why we were chosen? I don't know. I am a very devout cleric, so perhaps my god Cobblepot held, he heard my prayers and brought me back to life. My brother is my brother, and the other guy's a snake. So I mean, who doesn't like a snake?
He goes, he looks at you and he goes, "You worship Cobblepot."
Yes. Have you heard of Cobblepot?
Not good things.
Yes.
He goes, "Why were you serving in this war? What stake do you have?"
Right now, none, because I seem to have fucked up all the stakes.
He goes,
With
"Very
my
funny, but
spell."
initially, why were you fighting?
Um,
Was it for money? Was it for fame? Were you looking to perhaps reconnect with the young prince?
I don't quite remember, but I
can make it up, by
could
the way.
I could speak with the deaf if that would please you. I'm sure they would remember more if there's a graveyard that you have or something like that where people that died during the war. The war seems to have fucked up with our memories from what I can gather, from not remembering anything or talking to my brother.
He looks at you and he goes, "No one died in the war. The fight didn't really happen. It basically stopped as soon as it started."
Wait, so this is where I find out that Cobblepot was a god the whole time?
Oh shit, that is true. That does happen, some continuality. Yeah, sure, why not? That happens.
Are you sure that was the name of the god you worshipped?
Cobblepot Toolspark was the name.
You sure?
Yes, why?
So what did he do as a god?
I don't know. He came to me in my sleep and he said, "You should worship me. I'll fuck shit up for you." I said, "All right."
Katz, it sounds like you're
You know
trying
how
to
he-
spout lore. You should roll plus your int, and I can tell you things.
You know how he died, right? No, you were in the war. You don't.
D6 plus nothing,
2d6 plus your int.
which is 1 or 2 or 2? No.
So it's plus 3.
Oh, really? I thought my wisdom was plus 3.
Oh wait, you're the fucking cleric, you stupid brothers. Yes. What is your int?
I think it might be 0.
Was he known as
Plus 1.
Go.
Was he known as
Whoa.
a very giving and gracious god, like altruistic, or was he known as a really stingy god who never healed anyone ever?
Let me think on that for 1 second.
Oh.
No questions for me, I guess.
Let's see. Yeah, you don't know what happens on a fail. Well, mark XP. That's
Yeah, and you have so much EXP now.
Yeah. Cobblepot was
You
god
don't know
that
anything. You're basically just bullshitting at this point. They don't know
just
that,
appeared in my dreams, and he was like, "I will fuck shit up for you." That's literally all he said. I said, "All right, what can you do?" He said, "I have some cleric powers. I was pretty good in my time." I said, "All right," and that was pretty much it, really. I mean,
Oh man,
there's
I don't
more
know
to
how
be
to.
learned about him, but the way it works for me is I'm kind of a lone wolf, and really all the big gods, they're not. I'm more of a hipster.
Yeah, like
So-
local gods. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
local gods.
That makes more sense. I was gonna say you might have gotten scammed because it doesn't really seem like he was a god, and I hung out with him for a while. But I mean, local gods, yeah, that could work. That could work.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean he.
Like a door-to-door kind of god salesman.
God salesman.
Well, Katz is gone.
Yeah, I was like, am I coming out or is Katz coming out?
I didn't know who that was. I was just waiting to see who was about to get disconnected. He should be back soon. Let's go deal with King. King, what are you doing in the prison cell? Are you just hanging out?
I'm just hanging out, waiting for.
Did the whole call die or just me?
Just you.
Just you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was just asking. Do you have any more questions for me? And where is my brother, by the way?
Master Clarence looks at. He was staring at Riley as this conversation was happening, and he turns back to you and he goes, "Your brother is. Well, he was let go for cooperating. We had no reason to keep him. may go
That
as you
sounds
wish.
bad. Oh,
Wait, why does that sound bad?
he was let go. I don't know. Whenever I say let someone go, never mind. I'll just go.
He looks at you, kind of, and tilts his head, and he's like, "Very well. You're free to
The
go as
the
you
snake
will."
guy. The snake guy. He's a good guy. Okay.
He goes, I shall decide that myself. We'll
No,
talk
he's
soon.
pretty. He's a pretty good guy.
He goes,
The snake guy told me that you were a shadow cleric. What's a shadow cleric exactly?
I gather some power from the shadows, and I have some abilities related to the shadows. It doesn't mean that I'm a scumbag. I would have actually healed your friend. I hope you know that. I will leave seemingly offended.
He goes,
Well, I mean, hopefully you can understand the position that I was in. He told me that you were lying, so.
Mm-hmm.
he looks at you and he goes, Ralph will be okay, Riley. He's not dead just yet. He's been acted only from fear of their lives. He goes, we shall talk with King and see what his true intentions are. Dongo, your brother is within that courtyard. He points over to the side. You see Bongo just walking around looking at things. You can go and join him.
Hey, what's up, bro?